Have you ever wondered about the strength that resides in the faith of a woman capable of changing the destiny of a people? Today you will delve into the story of Judith, the warrior heroine whose name echoes with an air of mystery and unparalleled courage. Her account, often forgotten, offers a unique perspective on the transformative power of conviction, defying expectations of a leader in times of crisis. It's a journey that promises to inspire and provoke deep reflection. This narrative is more than an ancient tale. It is a mirror for the battles you, perhaps weary and searching for purpose, face in your own life. In a world that often challenges us at every turn, Judith's story resonates as a hymn of hope. It invites us to reevaluate the source of true strength and to discover a path to unwavering transformation rooted in ancient wisdom. In this video, you will not find empty promises or shortcuts to magical solutions. Instead, we will uncover the aspects of Judith's faith that propelled her to fight her greatest battles, even to the point of decapitating the enemy, metaphorically and literally. We will explore her audacity, her strategy, and above all, the shocking faith that made her a symbol of resilience. We will discuss how this faith can be a guide for you. Our purpose is to illuminate paths of wisdom and courage through inspiring accounts. We believe that genuine faith, even in challenging contexts, has the power to redefine limits and strengthen the spirit. But to truly understand the magnitude of Judith's deeds, the woman who decapitated the enemy, and the depth of her faith, it is crucial that you first understand the desolate scenario she found herself in. What kind of gigantic threat demanded such drastic intervention? What exactly was at stake for her people, and what was the weight of responsibility resting on her shoulders? Join us, for context is key. Imagine a scenario of relentless siege where the city of Bethulia, Judith's home, was isolated and on the brink of annihilation. The Assyrian army, led by the fearsome general Holofernes, advanced with relentless ferocity, spreading fear and destruction everywhere. The book of Judith, one of the jewels of the Old Testament, describes this desperate situation where hope was draining away with each passing day, with every drop of water denied. Holofernes represented an overwhelming force, a war-driven empire determined to subjugate all nations that dared to resist King Nebuchadnezzar. He was not just a general, but the personification of tyranny and oppression, a seemingly invincible enemy. For Judith's people, he symbolized impossibility, the insurmountable obstacle that threatened to wipe their culture, their faith, and their very existence from the face of the earth. Understanding his power is crucial. It was in this abyss of despair that Judith's faith to fight her greatest battles emerged like a beacon. A widow, seemingly without power or influence, decided she would not accept the destiny laid out. But how could she, a woman, even conceive the idea of facing the invincible? What audacious plan could she devise to turn the tide when everything pointed to imminent defeat? The answer lies in her unwavering conviction. Judith, with a faith that transcended the visible, conceived a plan that seemed madness in human eyes. She didn't use brute force or armies, but rather her intelligence, her cunning, and above all, her fervent prayer. Instead of lamenting, she adorned herself in her finest clothes, anointed herself with perfumes, and with her maids set out for the enemy camp. Carrying only a jar of wine and a basket of provisions and a supernatural courage. Think of Judith's audacity. A solitary woman walked directly into the heart of enemy power, trusting that God would guide her every step. The concrete example of her action is her arrival at Holofernes' camp, where her beauty and calm, coupled with her communication, intelligence, led her to be brought before the general. She presented herself as someone who would bring valuable information, gaining the trust of everyone around. Judith's strategy was not limited to a single act, but a sequence of deliberate choices. Her shocking faith manifested in her persistence of going back and forth from the camp for 3 days, maintaining her routine of prayer and purification without raising suspicion. This consistency and discipline, even in hostile territory, show that true faith often adapts and varies, utilizing available resources in unexpected ways to fulfill divine purpose. The climax of this strategy culminated on the crucial night when Judith, amidst the enemy's celebration, had the opportunity to act. You can imagine the tension, the adrenaline, and the faith that sustained her in that decisive moment. Methodical preparation, patience, and audacity aligned. But what exactly happened that night, and how did her shocking faith empower her for the final action transforming the destiny of her people? Let's uncover the details next. The night of action arrived. Holofernes, intoxicated and vulnerable, succumbed to his own arrogance and Judith's artifices. In a moment of deep prayer, Judith invoked God for strength, and with the general's own sword, executed the act that would change the course of the war. She didn't hesitate, for her unwavering faith had prepared her for that moment. Her courage was not the absence of fear, but action, despite it, a testament to her divine purpose. With Holofernes' head wrapped in a cloth and carried in her provision basket, Judith and her maid returned to Bethulia before dawn. The audacity of her plan and the precision of its execution reveal not only a woman of faith, but also a brilliant strategist. The terror Holofernes inspired in his army was immediately inverted. The general's head became a symbol of defeat for the Assyrians and hope for the Israelites. The immediate impact was tremendous. Upon seeing their leader's decapitated body, the Assyrian army panicked, became disorganized, and fled in despair. The Israelites, previously besieged and hopeless, were encouraged to counterattack, pursuing the retreating enemies and achieving a decisive victory. The shocking faith of a single woman had completely transformed the dynamics of a war, proving that power doesn't reside solely in brute force. This miraculous turnaround, orchestrated by Judith's faith and courage, is a powerful reminder that true strength can emerge from the most unexpected sources. If you have felt inspired by this journey, I invite you to subscribe to the Women of Unwavering Faith channel. Turn on notifications and become part of our community, which seeks purpose and unwavering transformation. Your support helps us continue exploring these stories of resilience and faith. The victory was not just military. It was a reaffirmation of the people's faith in God and the power of His intervention through willing individuals. Judith became a legend, a beacon of hope and an example that, even in the darkest circumstances, faith can illuminate the path to liberation. But beyond the physical battle, what deeper message does this audacity and faith bring us for the invisible battles of the soul? That's what we will explore next. Judith's faith, described as shocking in the title, was not a passive faith, but an active and audacious one. She didn't wait passively for a miracle, but became the instrument of the miracle. Her unwavering conviction led her to act with courage and intelligence, defying the conventions and expectations of her time for a woman. It is a faith that questions the impossible and sees solutions where others only see the end, a true testament to her devotion. You might ask, what does it mean to have such audacious faith in your own life? It means cultivating the certainty that, even in the face of a personal Holofernes, be it an illness, an addiction, a toxic relationship, or a mountain of debt, you possess the capacity with divine help to overcome it. Judith teaches us that spiritual preparation and strategic wisdom are as important as the audacity itself at the moment of decisive action. Judith's story highlights the divine capacity to use the improbable, the underestimated, to achieve great deeds. She was a widow, not an experienced warrior, which makes her victory even more powerful and inspiring. This invites us to reflect on our own prejudices and how often we underestimate our own potential and that of others by failing to see the strength of faith that resides in every willing heart. The depth of Judith's faith lies in her total surrender and trust, even when the path was uncertain and dangerous. She knew that her strength came from a greater source, and that certainty freed her to act. But how can you translate this audacious faith into practical steps to face your daily challenges, cultivating your own unwavering faith and becoming a warrior heroine in your personal journey? Let's find out next. To apply Judith's lesson in your life, start by identifying your Holofernes, the most imposing challenge you face. Then, just as Judith prepared in prayer, dedicate yourself to reflection and the pursuit of wisdom. Develop a strategy, even if it seems audacious, combining faith and intelligence. Act with determination, one step at a time, trusting that your unwavering conviction will guide you through adversities, transforming the impossible into possible. It is fundamental to maintain realistic expectations. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, and life's battles require persistence. Just as Judith waited for the right moment, you will also need patience and discernment. Results will come gradually as you strengthen your faith and act with wisdom. Remember, the goal is an unwavering faith that empowers you to face any challenge, not a quick end to every difficulty. We hope Judith's story has ignited a flame of courage in your heart. We invite you to share in the comments what Holofernes you are ready to face with your faith and what strategies you plan to apply. Your testimony can inspire other women in search of purpose. Together we can build a community of unwavering faith where wisdom is shared and transformation is celebrated. May the faith of this warrior heroine inspire you to fight your greatest battles with courage, purpose, and a faith that transcends all expectations.